Hello, and welcome to session 2, Yoga with Laura Ashland. This is for beginners, seniors, people that want to take it slowly, to learn this practice from the inside out. Find a comfortable seat. Again, have a cushion or a pillow to elevate your hips. Anterior tilting your hips so that you have a nice long lifted spine. Close your eyes. Soften the wrinkles around the eyes. Soften the creases in the eyelids. Let your jaw hang loose just a little bit. Soften the muscles of the face. Breathe naturally. And draw your attention inward. And when you're ready, we'll pick up a little bit more dynamic breath flow. You can certainly place your hand at the base of the ribs, right across the diaphragm. This is diaphragmatic breathing. And as you inhale, expand your diaphragm. And as you exhale, pressing the diaphragm towards your spine. And let your belly fill your hand. In through the nose, out through the mouth, or in through the nose and out through the nose. Your choice. And when you're ready on your next inhale, we'll go ahead and take those arms out to the side, circle sweep them up, look and lift and reach. Exhale, hands to heart. And 2 more times, just like that. Your breaths, 6 to 8 counts in, 6 to 8 counts out. Follow your breath. And we'll slide that right hand off to the side, off the right hip, lining your shoulder head right at the ear. Begin to reach and lift your opposite arm. And when you're ready on your exhale, nice stretch to the right side, pressing the left knee, pressing the left hip away from the fingertips. Option here to turn and look into the bicep. One more nice big breath. Inhale, hand comes up toward the sky, lift and reach, follow the line of your fingertips as you rotate spine to neutral. Flexing that wrist, nice drawing up of the tricep. Placing the hand, slide it down to the other side. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale. Stretching over to the opposite side, pressing that opposite knee and thigh away from your fingertips. Option to keep the head right between the shoulder points or look into the bicep. Just nestle your side of your nose and your cheek into the bicep. Close your eyes, there's really nothing to see. Everything to feel. One big breath, in and out. Inhale, the fingertips come toward neutral or center. Lift as you reach. Bringing the spine back to neutral, rotating that opposite hand, flexing the wrist and arm. Coming just a little bit forward to stretch out the spine. Walking your hands. Maybe at first they're just a few inches off the edge of the mat. Lowering the elbows. Keeping your neck in line with spine. Pressing the elbows and shoulders to the back. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and extend the arms. Walk the hands back towards your feet. And come to a nice neutral seated position. This is Sukhasana, easy seated posture. I'm going to turn to the side today because we're going to work on the spine, the extension and flexion of spine, and rotation. Spine does four things. It extends, it flexes, it rotates, and then it laterally flexes to the side, which is what we just did. So throughout your day, throughout your practice, taking your spine through all four movements that it does. The other joints do 2 or 3 movements, but the spine does 4. So we know when our spine bothers us, it really stops our day, our life. So we want to make sure that that spine stays nice and healthy. So I'm going to turn to the side. You guys can stay right where you are so that you can see this nice extension of spine, retraction of shoulder blades, lifting of the heart, a little seated cat-cow. Couple of breaths to prepare. In, out, exhaling. Again. And yes. On your inhale, we'll go ahead and take the arms up. They should be a slight bend in the elbow, just very loose, a little heavy. Inhale as you look up if you have that available to you. If not, look straight ahead. Exhale. We're going to take a nice rounded spine, come up over the beach ball, some kind of an arc here. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Nice flexion of spine here. 2 more, just like those. Inhale. Heavy in the elbows, soft in the shoulder blade. Exhale as you stretch and reach. Round the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lifting the spine, coming back to neutral, having nice soft shoulders. Let's try a little rotation. That will be our 4th movement of the spine. We want you just to rotate naturally, gently your way. We're not in a deep twist to hold it. We're just moving here. Exhaling as you return, switching the arms, inhaling as you rotate to the opposite side. Exhaling as you return, keeping spine and skull lifted. Exhaling as you return, and we'll do one more on each side. Inhale to lift with the spine as you're rotating out from center. Exhaling as you're coming back through center. Inhaling as you take it one last time. Exhale as you come back to center. And again, that same movement of walking forward. Nice wide hands. Slight bend in the elbow. Neck in line with spine. Chin a little bit retracted. And then lowering the elbows to get a nice stretch in the lower back. Inhaling as you come back up. And we'll go ahead and move to all fours. This is Chakravakasana. A couple of cat-cow here. Same thing, that nice articulation of the spine. Inhale as you drop the belly. Looking up. Beautiful extension in the spine. Exhale as you shift your hips back over your heels and take a nice rounded cat style. Flexing the spine. One more. Inhale as you're coming forward. You can look up through the eyebrows, look up into the eyes, rather than lift that neck. Exhale, rounding the spine. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to go ahead and sit back into child's pose, folding the knees. We'll only be here for a little bit, so having your knees parallel, your legs parallel is fine. It's a little cumbersome for the breathing of the lungs. If we're here for a while, we would open those legs and let the spine and the lungs kind of swag a little bit so they have space for breathing. But we're going to move today from child's pose to a little up dog. So inhale as you pick up those hips. Exhale as I cat like my low back, sending my hips and pubic bone down first, and then having a nice lift here in the up dog, looking up if you wish, or looking straight ahead. Inhale as you shift back, child's pose, keeping your hands relatively in the same place, but still move naturally. Exhale as you draw those hips in. I'm tucking my tailbone under and exposing the front of the body. Inhale as you tip forward. Exhale as you come back to child's pose. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, there's your cat. Dropping gently, controlling the descent. Slight bend in the elbow keeps it soft. Inhale as you come back to neutral. Nice neck in line with spine. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Now we're going to take it a little bit of a rotation now with the spine. So we're going to move the knees out to the edge of the mat, bringing your toes together and having a little bit more open hip here. Pressing low to the mat, but again, your range. What is comfortable for you? Would you prefer to stack? Would you prefer a block or a bolster, putting under the forehead to keep the neck in line so that we don't have this kind of tilt here where we begin to pinch off some of the artery flow to the brain. We want to keep that open. So staying nice and long. Any amount to lower. We're going to go ahead and rotate today. So we're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale as I float my right arm underneath, keeping my palm and thumb down. Nice even wrist. I'll go ahead and put my head on the floor, but again, you could also have it on a block. And then allowing that left arm to come to waist, bind behind, or begin to rotate up toward the ceiling. Whatever is comfortable for you. If this is not available, you can certainly keep the arm straight ahead toward that short line of the mat. So this is a nice rotation. I'm pressing the side of my skull, internally rotating my right shoulder, externally rotating my left. Couple breaths. exhale as I lower my shoulder close to the body. Then I'm going to extend it forward to the tip of the mat. Inhale, press up, rotate my neck and upper spine. Release the right hand. Exhale again as I press and even everything out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Let's float that left arm through. Again, any amount. Palm is down so we get nice internal rotation of the shoulder. Beautiful stretch in that right bicep, tricep, gracilis, all the muscles of the low forearm. Working your way to palm and thumb down. When ready, I'm going to roll open just a little bit. Again, hand on thigh, hand on waist, bind behind, or rotate toward the ceiling. Breathe. Relax. Close your eyes. Once your body has taken its shape, some in yoga we call shape shifting. Once you have taken the shape, relax into that shape. The shapes change all the time. One more full breath in and out. Exhale as I lower down that arm, keeping it close to the home base there, keeping the shoulder in its socket. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we lower and neutralize and get nice symmetry in the muscles of the body. Inhale as I bring up my neck, spine, and upper arm. Walking the hands back. Picking up these knees and coming into a little bit of hero's pose. Again, palms up, down, opposite. Whatever is comfortable for you. Find a place for your hands. Now our legs have been folded for a while, so we're going to go ahead and do some nice strengthening and extension in all fours. So I brought my hands forward to the mat. I've got my knees about, not quite hip width apart, but knees are not together either. They're just slightly open a few inches. I'm going to go ahead and extend out my right leg. I might flex it, point it, rotate it, play with your foot a little bit. Let it just be free. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, shifting the weight, taking out the left arm, and having a nice long spinal balance here. If you find you're leaning to the right, shift more back into the center so that the plumb line of the body, ajna, right here, the third eye, chin, chest, belly button, pubic bone is in one line. On your next exhale, bring the hand and knee back together. Sit back for a nice stretch for a moment. Of course, any kind of movement, any kind of soft wiggling here. Just kind of paying attention to the body and what the body needs to do as it transitions to the next piece. Out comes that left leg. Pointing, flexing, rotating, playing with the foot. And when you're ready, inhale. Up comes the right arm. Should be in line with the ear. Biceps and ears are kind of together here rather than drop, or heads dropping to find. Lift through the spine. Exhale as you lower down. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to child's pose and lengthen out those back muscles. That's great strength for the back. Nice contraction in the back muscles for the spinal balance. When you're ready, inhale your hips up off those heels. We're back to all fours. Curl the toes underneath you and pick up those knees. You can certainly hover here for a bit. That's core work. If not, and that's too much, you want to just skim those knees. We'll press the hips back toward the heels. And when you're ready, extending the legs, extending the knees. You can come up onto the tippy toes. Work your way slowly with the heels to come down. You can come down one heel at a time. Here the shoulders, rather than collapsing the shoulder blades or up rounding too much shoulder blade, nice neutral shoulder blades here, but they're wide. The shoulder heads are apart from the ears. So I almost want a small parenthesis in the arm. Not turning in, not too far out. Find that nice Goldilocks that's just right for you. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. It can be held from 30 seconds to 10 minutes, anywhere in between. Now today we're going to go back to the core a little bit too. We're going to go ahead and pick up the heels. I'm going to inhale my right leg, just floating it up very gently, and then exhale as I bring my knee toward my nose. So I want to go ahead and look also with the skull toward the knee. Inhaling it out. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale out, gentle, floating. You need to lower your heel, lower your heel. Exhale, knee to the nose. One more time. Inhale, floating it out. Exhale, knee to the nose. And again, inhaling up. Exhale, round through the spine, cat-like, knee to the nose. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, foot as high as hip. Exhale, returning your right foot next to the left. Other side, same. Inhale, leg as high as hip. Exhale, round through the back, knee to the nose. Inhale, foot as high as hip. Exhale, lift through the rib cage, lift through the heart, knee to the nose. And two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, left foot comes next to that right foot, lowering the heels. Looking up toward the thumbs, floating the knees to the mat, flipping those feet and walking your hands back to the knees. Sit in that nice hero's pose after the extension in down dog. We're going to shift our hip off that left heel, swing the legs in front. We're going to work today a little bit on Janu Shirshasana. Janu is knee, Shirsha is head. So we are literally head to knee. However, I want you to concentrate more in the low back and keeping the integrity of spine, not reaching and lunging and rounding for your knee or your shin or your toes, but keeping a nice A flat back, lifting up out of the hips. Option to take your foot to about 1 o'clock, possibly the leg out to 3 o'clock. You could certainly turn the knee in if that's available. That's internal rotation of your hip. Or you can take your leg out, external rotation of the hip. And here, not resting back on the glutes again, but coming more forward on the top of the leg bones where they insert into the pelvic socket. Taking the fingertips behind you, we want to press from the back fingertips here, leaning a little bit more forward with the pelvic bowl, a little more neutral pelvic bowl rather than posterior. We've got a nice neutral bowl. And then begin to walk your hands toward the short line of that mat. Lowering the chin just a little bit. Nice retraction here to keep the line again. Neck and bone, the spine. Breathe, soften. Again, our new shape of a seated forward fold, or Janu Shirshasana. Relax as you exhale. Your body begins to soften. Use your breath. Let your body move and take this position as you begin to sink toward the leg. Option again, blocks, fingertips, flat palms, elbows close to help keep the rib and spine lifted. So we're not rounding to receive the head to the knee. It's coming more from the groin, more from the hamstring and the muscles of the low back, actually the tendons of the low back, very few muscles. Inhale, come away from that stretch. Exhale as you come toward. You might walk out just a little bit more. Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale as you soften a little further. Again, this range of motion is your choice. It's your body's choice. How does it feel? If it's too tight and feels too pressing, come back. If this is comfortable and you would like to do a little bit more, then deepen that stretch with your exhale. Exhale as you come forward. I'm lowering now my face parallel to the floor so I don't have that, again, that crick in the neck. Keeping it nice and parallel to keep the channels open. Those of you that wish to reach for the feet, there come the rounded shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise up, pressing the hips and the legs, the knees. This is the anchor here. Again, stability for mobility to come rising. We'll take out that leg, bring it in close to the groins. This was the anchor. This was the heart and soul of the piece. Believe it or not, it seems like it's the back or the hip to come forward, but it really is that leg anchoring and pressing toward the earth to give you such stability that you have this wonderful little at a time, day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment, to come into these stretches. Extending the right leg, bringing my toes toward my heart, again flexing the ankle. I'm going to roll off to the right and bring my left foot back. Now this time I did a different movement with the leg. You can continue to take it out externally or do your 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm choosing to just fold it to the back. Again, that's internal rotation of the hip. Fingertips behind, nice lift and reach, getting on that top of the leg bone and beginning to walk forward. Anytime it seems too much for the knee, You could certainly put a block, a blanket under the leg and have it a little higher in the air rather than straight down to the mat. As I exhale, I'm coming forward again, possibly with blocks, fingertips, relaxing the arms and shoulders, relaxing the muscles in the rib cage. Beginning to walk, inhaling. Exhale as I'm lowering. I'm also reaching out as I lower rather than curving straight down. Take your time. Let your body lead this movement, not the ego of the mind, because the posture says head to knee or knee to head. Take a moment to relax. Inhaling, slight lift. Exhaling as I walk a little bit further. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling as I'm walking a little further out. Placing my face toward the leg so as not to inhibit the blood flow here to the brain. Chin is slightly drawn down. Any amount. You can reach beyond the foot. You can reach just to the ankle. Stay along the calf. Maybe you're at the knee. It's all good. It's all good. Inhale as I press my legs into the mat and rise. Taking my anchor leg again, I'm going to roll away, give it some space. Bring that left leg in, and then extend it on the exhale as I replace that knee to neutral from that nice flexion in the knee. Now, all that we've been doing today with down dog, forward folding, a lot of hip flexion forward, even seated forward fold. So we are going to now lay into bridge pose so that we can extend those hips up into the air and take your hip joints into the opposite direction. Fingertips here at the hips. I use my heels. I dig down into the mat with the heels. Float my torso forward a little bit. Maybe step a little bit farther with the heel. Control as I'm coming down. That's core. You can have a strap. You can hold the legs. You can come down on your own. So with a nice flat back, shoulders relaxed again. Dot on the forehead, dot on the chin. That line is parallel to the floor, so I'm not looking up. And I'm not looking too forward to the chest either, where we have that throat block. Jalarandhara is the throat block. I'm going to bring my feet a little bit underneath me. And as I exhale, I'm pressing my spine into the mat. That raises my hip points, my pubic bone, and a little bit of the glutes come off the mat. Another inhale. Feeling a nice full spine along the floor. Exhale, relax. And then on the next inhale, I'm going to go ahead and cat-like that spine again. I'm curving my low back, tucking my tail forward, leading with the pubic bone and the hips as we come into bridge. The muscles of the back that were once flexing and stretching in that seated forward fold are now tightening and contracting. Much of the energy here in bridge pose is into my shoulders. Very little in the legs. My next exhale, lowering down through the thoracic spine, kind of exposing the thoracic spine to the mat, maybe even raising the shoulder just slightly. Then the lumbar, and I'll go ahead and extend my heel to the corner of the mat, my other heel to the opposite corner. The width of the mat is great for placing the relaxation mode for the hips. Just enough to settle the hips in. Certainly if you need anything under your neck, skull, something under the back, if you have that arc, comfortable for Shavasana. Palms come to the side off the hips. Connect to your breathing. Soften your eyes. Smooth out the wrinkles in your eyelids. Soften your cheek muscles. Unhinge your jaw. Soften your tongue, your throat. Natural breathing. Let your exhale take you deeper. And stay here any amount